It's the Pat and JT Podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast.
Always fun with John and Christioki. The last couple of episodes was awesome.
Yeah.
And on our Facebook page, if you haven't looked at it, I got his permission first, but I did post the video of John smelling his engine when he was here. And the picture of him leaning over, and I didn't notice until I posted the picture of him, is that when he's leaning over, he's careful to keep his pinkies up. Yes, his pinkies were up. Like didn't want to get those pinkies dirty.
Didn't want to really touch anything.
No. And it's just funny. The video shows him leaning into it and like smell like, dude. He didn't know I was videoing it, by the way.
That's awesome.
So awesome. So yeah, it's on Facebook. It's Pat and JT. Instagram, Twitter. It's Pat and JT.
So 3 days in a row with a guest in the studio.
That's right.
2. Do you still go by Michigan, Lance?
Yes, that's what the people.
That's what the people like.
People?
That's what the people want.
Yeah, that's what got to give the people what they want, as Jalen Rose says.
Yeah. So Lance Griffin is in the studio. Haven't talked to you in a long time.
It has been a long time.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the digs? You like the studio?
It looks great. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
No, I'm very impressed. You guys stepped it up. This is great.
We're trying.
We just need to figure out how to get these windows from style Lincoln with this wind blowing through. It's freezing.
It's a little
okay.
chilly in here. I got the space heater.
Yeah.
Revving down.
Need to get
some
curtains. The
I
winter
think so.
curtains. Is that
some
what
heavy
that's called?
curtains would be really helpful in here. I think that might be something.
Or
we need to
just
do.
like it's just weird. It's literally a breeze. Like it
is.
can't be normal. Like it's got to be something wrong.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like apartment.
It's a newish
windows.
building too.
Yeah, it shouldn't be doing this. I know. So what have you been up to?
Hey, just living life.
You doing you?
It's been a minute. Me doing me.
Yeah.
Working in my 4th year at the Omaha Street School. We just celebrated our 20-year anniversary last spring.
That's something.
Yeah, most definitely. And so we're looking at bigger and better things the next 20 years. We're excited. We got a lot of new things going on top of the program that I run, Gap University, which we call Gap U. It's still an internship program for young adults 17 to 25 with the high school diploma or GED.
Okay.
And so we're trying to help them transition from high school diploma, graduating high school, and on to adulthood. Get them on the right track. Yep, into a job, career, whether it's college, vocational school, or the armed forces. We want to help them with that transition.
They got lots of choices. It's just sometimes all the choices aren't laid out in front of them.
Most definitely, or how to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of them need
there?
that step-by-step guidance.
Yeah.
To get
Have
to
you
where
ever
they need
read
to be.
stuff that Mike Rowe does?
No.
Micro, he's the
Dirty Jobs.
Dirty Jobs. That's
Oh,
the name
okay.
of his show.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he has a whole website built around getting people to work and vocational trades. School.
Yes.
Trade school.
Right, yeah.
It's like you don't have to go to college. You don't have to go to a 4. You can
Most
go to
definitely.
trade school, and there's a shortage of people.
Yep.
In several of the trades.
And they make a ton of money.
They make a ton of money.
I've known 4 people actually in the last 10 years that have gone to trade school and come out of trade school, and that first year, 2 years, are making more money than the other people that I know that have went to college at that same time. I mean, by almost
They
double.
walk out.
Most
It's like
definitely.
they walk out ready to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the student loans usually aren't there. I mean,
Right.
the student loan situation in our country is disgusting. And people are focusing on wiping off the student loans and talking about banks that are the interest rates. But people need to look at these schools, these universities that are charging $40,000, $50,000 a year for these kids to go to school, and they are screwed for decades paying these things back.
Yep.
You don't have to go to college.
Don't have to go to college.
That's the thing, and I think that a lot of people take on that debt and they think it's going to be different for them, or
we're going to get a big job, big CEO in 5 years, right?
Yeah, they're going to have that master's, and then they're going to be able to conquer the world, and it's nope.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we were sold a dream. Like there's 2 generations that was sold a dream. A Generation X and I guess I'm considered like X, Y, somewhere in between there. But but it was, hey, college, you're gonna get the good job, you're gonna get the good pay, and it's like, but we're paying off
the 80s,
the loans,
90s, 2000s.
Right.
Disgusting.
All of them fell into that because it still was going to college is not a bad thing. It's just all of a sudden the colleges realized, they got real top heavy.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, we'll just charge them more.
Right.
Because they can get government loans.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you get the government loan for 2%, and then that turns into a monster.
And you miss one payment, and then it's double the interest rate, and then you go into default, and then you got it's a disgusting mess.
It is.
Yeah, it's I have 3 kids.
They're all going to be plumbers, right?
Yeah, or something
I'm going to tell you what.
And be minted, man.
Yeah, I do have a different. We are co-parenting, and we do have a different view on college. We want them to go to college. That's not a necessity. Mm-hmm. And I tell them now, they're 11, 10, and 6. Hey, we're not paying for college. Mm-hmm. Your mom and dad already paid for college.
Yeah.
We're not paying for yours.
That's right. That's what I had to do.
You're not paying for yours.
Yeah.
You're going to get a scholarship. If this is what you want to do, then you're going to get a scholarship somewhere. And so we're going to put them on that track.
That's a great,
to earn, scholarships or whatever grants that are out there.
That's a good angle that nobody's paying for college. You're going to go, you're going to get grants, you're going to get whatever, but you're not going to pay. We're not going to pay.
That's
right.
If that's what you want to do, then that's the route we're going.
It's true, because paying full price is just kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Why would you do it's
insane.
Why would you do that?
And a lot of people turn down scholarships because this school is not prestigious or it's small or it's not real. Hey, go where I tell kids all the time, go where you have zero balance.
Yeah.
If it's a zero balance, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
And then go
You'll be
do other stuff
and bounds
later.
ahead.
Right.
And then if you want to go somewhere else later, you can do that, or take like you can take classes that you can audit.
Yes.
If you're just wanting to get a taste of other information, you want to learn some things, you want to find out more about things. You don't have to take everything for a grade.
Most definitely.
I mean, I like the learning side of things, but if you're doing it for a grade, it's like, how much do you want to spend for that?
And there are even some trade schools too that guarantee employment afterwards. Like you go back and work for you be an apprentice or you whatever. So you go in knowing you're going to have a great job on the other side. So I don't know, man. If I had to do over, I'd roll around and poop all day to have as much money as some of these plumbers. Oh man,
I'm with you, but I did go to college not to go to a trade. Trade just wasn't my deal.
It's just not
for everybody. But if you don't really have, I had an idea of what I wanted to do. A lot of young people don't have ideas on what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, hey, this is something you can go to a trade. The max is 2 years. The minimum is actually probably about 6 months because they need so many welders, construction.
Heck, broadcasting was a trade school.
Right.
It literally was 7 months. But it was 5 days a week.
About 6 months and 2 weeks too long.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah, right? Literally. I went to a trade school for broadcasting. And I was there for a little less than 2 weeks, and I got my internship because the school helps place everybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all currently working in broadcasting.
Okay.
So they all had connections at local radio and TV stations, which they don't do that anymore because they call that a conflict of interest. I'm like, why would I want to work for somebody that's never worked in the field and just teaches it?
Right.
So I'm working for somebody that actually has, or I'm learning from somebody that actually has a job.
Exactly.
And then they can hook you up with an internship, which then it led to employment. But within the first 2 weeks, I get my internship. And when I went in, I meet some of the guys and told them where I was going to school. Because it was like 6 hours a day. You went to school.
Okay.
And so I was going in the evenings.
Lord.
That's a long time.
It was like when you go from 4 to 10 and the morning classes went from 6 to 2.
That's crazy long. For
I
this?
think it was, right? You learned copywriting. You had a whole module on copywriting.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You had a whole module on, it was just like, and also the engineering side of it, learned how to fix a lot of the things that we don't have anymore.
The obsolete skills.
Right? A lot of those. Learned how to edit with a razor blade, right? Don't need to do that anymore. Right? A grease pencil.
Yes, indeed.
But anyway, so I get there and I'm telling me I'm going to the school here, so I'm going at night to school, and then I'm working early in the mornings as my internship, and they're like, "Can you get your money back? Just quit."
Oh wow!
Because it's like, we will teach you.
Right.
We will teach you the same thing you're going to learn there. And it's
exactly.
Like, so I didn't.
So with these welders that come in, go for a few weeks of school or whatever, and then they put them on the job, paid training, and they learn on the job. There's no better way to learn than doing it on the job.
Most definitely.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
Like a journeyman. I mean, really, yes. An apprenticeship. Yeah.
It's what we should have did when we were in college.
I
You
know.
go to college, then you get out. Oh, you don't have the experience. Well, you guys told me to go to college. That's why I don't have any experience.
I've been the last 5 years I've been doing this.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Drinking.
But going to the service too, that's another thing that was never like high on the priority list
Yeah.
as an option that you could go into the service and then it will pay for your college.
Right.
Huh?
And then retire in 20 years and you're 30 or you're 40 and you're retired and you have pension for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Then you can start a career.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I think there was a lot of like aftermath of like Vietnam, how that didn't go well or end well, where people didn't seem like. I think it kind of died down where people had sort of a different mindset on the military.
It was crazy because like the 80s, 90s, the 90s because we started there were conflicts.
They were pumping that college, and they, it wasn't. We didn't have a draft, so they really weren't pushing that way to go into that. But like the National Guard.
Yeah.
Okay, because listen, I wasn't going into the Army. That never appealed to me, or Marines or anything like that. But the National Guard is kind of minimal. You can do in high school.
Do they have boot camp?
Yeah, they got boot.
Okay.
Yeah, but they do, but I don't know how intense or whatever it is. But like, it's like what two weekend a month or something like. And you can do it in high school. I was like, and then you can kind of earn money and help for college. I was like, well, I would have done that if I would have known, hey,
what the options were.
Right, and I didn't have to leave the country.
Exactly.
Know what I mean? Like if I was better educated on that. Yeah, that's something. And that's something
with the street school, I'm sure does.
Most definitely
it talks to kids that don't have that background or don't have people around them that can share that information with them.
Most definitely,
it helps them. Yeah, because not a lot of people have that information. Even people that aren't in situations that are kind of rough.
Yeah,
a lot of kids don't have that.
It just depends on what it's like. The counselors, they have their favorites as far as the things that they want to push people toward. It's almost like, do you get a kickback on this or what?
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. The bureaucracy of
probably do.
Right,
most definitely. Yeah. So we're and on the high school level, so the program Gap U is a postgraduate, and on the high school level, we're doing a good job. We've pumped up our enrollment. We're up to about 30 students now, keeping our ratio still down from a little up from 1 to 8 to 1 to 10 teacher to student ratio, and so in the future looking for expansion of other buildings around the city and other street schools around the city.
Do you have a waiting list?
We do have a waiting list. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So we got a lot of people getting the word out. Like you guys been helping me out over the past several years, getting the word out, and people just call in or coming to our website omahastreetschool.org, checking us out and seeing the group therapy sessions. We have a part-time therapist on staff now too.
Good.
Because we're seeing a lot of kids come in with those with the trauma issues, and and I think the public schools are starting to get there too with social workers. But we have one on campus every day. For 4 days a week, which is really good. So.
Nice, that's nice. So right now, how many? Okay, you've got two people you're talking to right now. You're talking to people who maybe have students or no students that would benefit.
Most definitely.
And then also looking for businesses that want to be a part of this to maybe sponsor an internship in their place of business.
Most definitely. And so in the past, we've worked with Play It Again Sports, 7M Contracting, Big Mama's Kitchen. We've had interns work with them. And so, we're always looking for more different diverse to give these kids experience. And it's not necessarily about, hey, what do you want to do? Because they kind of don't have that much of an idea hey, you know what? I think this will be good for you. Let's take a look at this. Something outside the box, and if you like it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. We're only a semester-long program. Right. We do go off the Gap U. We do go off the school calendar, and so it's not hey, I'm going to college 6 hours a day every day. It's 3 days a week for 7 hours. So
that's all right though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So like the whole deal with Micro, which I love.
Micro's amazing. He's hilarious. He's relatable. He's just hardworking guy, and a lot of kids can learn a lot from him.
Yeah.
He worked. You know what? I do know Micro. He partnered with some like electrician companies here. He used to sponsor one of them when it was like the plumbing electrician. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but I did research him and got some good information.
He's been just spreading the word about, and like you were saying too, for the kids to have an opportunity for an internship. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't have that opportunity just in general when they were getting their first job, and that ended up being their career.
Right.
Right. So you walk in, you got a job. Yeah, I got a job. And that they never
left. Yeah.
leave that job.
got
They
you.
might work their way up.
Yep.
But that really there wasn't much thought put into
Right.
what my career is. Just I needed a paycheck.
Yep.
And that's what you ended up just staying there forever. And it's like, well, it'd be nice to be able to get a little taste of
Exactly.
several different industries before you settle in on one.
Yep.
And get to,
The biggest issues that we try to work with is, and then I'm hearing from employers, is attendance and transportation. And so what we help with that, the attendance part, we only do 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, pretty much 9 to 4:30. In the morning, it's classroom type work, critical thinking, life skills with me. And then in the afternoon, they go to their internship from 12:30 to 4:30. We feed them lunch, provide breakfast for them, and transportation.
That's
and so
awesome.
the transportation we provide is Uber, Lyft. I guess it's both in Omaha, Uber / Lyft. And so we provide that for them to and from work.
Yeah.
With all paying them $10 an hour.
That's
Take
awesome.
all the
That's really
stumbling
cool.
stones out of their way.
Exactly. Like, hey,
So-
to give you a fighting chance and,
Yeah.
to put something on your resume so you got some work experience.
Yes.
That's cool.
It really is. That is really neat. And life skills is something they need to teach in regular high school too.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, seriously.
you
Most
kidding me?
definitely.
When we first started,
Everything, everything from shoveling, from scooping to like stuff that you
No,
normally
you're right.
you normally think that.
Hey.
Well, God, there. I've been doing this my whole life. The kids are watching me. They know how to do. They
Right.
don't. They
No.
don't.
Right. Yeah.
don't.
Deposit a cash
Right.
in the
Yeah,
bank.
most definitely.
I mean, and even more advanced stuff like scanning a check and depositing it through an app, like all that stuff.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
should teach all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And now who cares about algebra? Blah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Algebra,
right.
whatever.
Right.
What was
Geometry and all that. Right.
the meme that I saw the other day is that I'm so glad I took algebra because it comes in so handy during. How what was it? Like name this. Oh God, what was it called? Like you have squares, circles, triangles, holograms, parallelograms.
Okay.
Oh yeah, during parallelogram season.
Yeah.
I use my algebra. Quite,
Right.
and it's like teach me how to do my taxes.
Right,
Teach
exactly,
me,
right,
teach
right.
me how to do
Most
this other,
definitely.
the common stuff instead of the really tough algebra.
Right. Focus on
equations
like
and stuff.
and healthy eating. I know they
Yeah.
have like they have cooking classes and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but like focus on all that stuff and like make it something that's as important as world
Mm-hmm.
French history,
No,
drama,
hey.
whatever.
Hey, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. They
Yeah.
they do like personal finance, but it's like for a semester or
Right.
a quarter, and it's like that type of stuff needs to be in the
A little more.
curriculum,
Yeah.
just like algebra or geometry. Those are life skills
Well,
they're going to need and use
When we were
once they leave
starting
you.
this, we had to go talk to, of course, we needed insurance, both for the
Right.
company and personally for
Yes,
us.
yes.
And there were so many things. He gave us kind of like this health insurance or insurance 101, basically on a
Right.
big old whiteboard.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote out, it was kind of a roadmap of the kinds
Yeah.
of insurance that you should have throughout your life. And you should know these are going to be the next stages. This is what
Yep.
you're going to need to prepare for. And I'm like, nobody's ever told me that.
Exactly.
I didn't know. I just assume I'm
Yep.
fine because I had a job that offered benefits. So I
Exactly.
took whatever they gave me.
All of a sudden that doesn't happen anymore. So then what do you do?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then you have
you're
to
right.
start thinking, but I'm like, you should teach this as a class.
Yeah,
That's
because parents teach as much as they can, but everybody knows that kids they don't listen to their parents. Like
Right,
they
right.
just don't. I mean, they get more.
do, but they'll okay, they do, but they don't. At the time, they don't listen.
Yes.
But once they move away from us, they'll circle back
Yes.
around as an adult
And probably-
come back to you.
it gets reinforced by other people.
Right,
And they're
exactly,
like,
most
oh,
definitely, yeah.
okay. They're a
Yes.
lot smarter than I thought they were.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
I
yeah.
mean, when we went on our honeymoon, we've been working with Bennett forever. Just he does to do his own laundry and all
Right,
this stuff,
right.
and he's getting a lot better at it. But we went away. My mom stayed at the house with him. Get back home, his room's spotless. He's doing it himself.
Right.
He knows how to the lint thing. and-
Right.
But I've been telling him the same
Yep,
thing. Beth's been telling him the same
exactly,
thing.
yep.
But my mom comes in.
Yep.
just
She cracked the whip.
Miraculously know how to do it.
Yeah. Right. Miraculously, they listen.
Right, right.
crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what I try to do. Like with my kids, I try to put them in with like-minded people. Whether they're doing a
Right.
sport, whether it's piano or playing sports or the schools that they're in. Like, okay, who can tell them what we're telling them as well, so they can
Yeah.
get that reinforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah. to, hey man, they're just like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right. You're dumb. You're dumb. Right.
You dumb.
That's
You
it.
dumb.
That's it.
You're you dumb.
You dumb.
You dumb.
All right, so Super Bowl is about 2 weeks away.
Yes, indeed.
What are you more excited about, the game or the halftime show?
Demi Lovato's halftime?
No.
Who's halftime? Is
J-Lo
it Demi
and
doing
Shakira.
something? Oh, I'm more excited about Shakira than I am J-Lo.
They
Yeah.
dropped a tape, dropped a little video, like the backstage scenes and them rehearsing.
Right.
It came out. I think it just came out today. That as we speak, but and it's got definitely has some hips don't lie action happening.
As usual, like
Yeah. Why else would you have Shakira on there?
Right?
and J-Lo.
Or J-Lo, either
I
one.
mean, they're both the same. Yeah,
Either one.
and we know it's going to be a lot of that, which cracks me up because it's funny. Like, yeah, you guys should did this 20 years ago, Super Bowl. They're always like behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're still doing the same thing they did
thing.
20 years ago. You know,
know.
shaking hips.
It's true.
So has there always been 2 weeks between the last playoff game and the Super Bowl? It
Not
seems like
always.
a really long time.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't always been like. It seemed like they kind of alternate, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's been 2 weeks. I think they've went more to 2 weeks now and putting that Pro Bowl because the Pro Bowl used to be after. Now the Pro Bowl is before in that gap week to say, hey, let's give them some type of football.
Right.
On top of
Because after the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl is kind of like,
yeah, nobody cares.
Popcorn
Yeah, nobody
fart.
cared. Exactly. We were
Right.
just like, yeah, whatever. Football season's over.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If they want them to watch the Pro Bowl, they got to put it in between.
Right.
This is
Demi Lovato's not doing something with the Super
don't
Bowl?
think
Is
so.
she singing the national anthem or
Maybe
anything?
she's doing the national.
she
anthem.
could
Maybe
do
I'm
that.
wrong. I could have sworn that's why she was kind of back in the news. That,
Let me see what
Yeah,
she's
she could
doing.
yeah, that she was doing something out here.
Oh
I don't know. But
gosh.
I'm a Demi Lovato fan, though. I like
Yeah,
her.
I didn't realize that she has. I was at the gym this morning. We were playing some Demi Lovato song, and there was a F-bomb in there. I didn't know. Yeah,
She
And they
cusses. She cusses.
played it?
yes.
She is singing
No
the national
bleep?
anthem.
Yeah, okay. All right. I knew she was doing something with it.
Pre-game, Hard Rock Stadium, yes, in Miami. She's doing the pre-game. So
Okay.
she's doing that.
All
Okay,
right.
so that's what's going on.
Yeah, for some reason, J-Lo has been back in the scene. Like, okay.
It's because of A-Rod. A-Rod's the man.
You think
They-
so?
I
it's
love
that
A-Rod, and them
combination.
together are awesome.
Yeah, it's a power
and you can just
couple.
tell that he loves her. He adores her, and she adores him. It's cool.
Right. She's
Oh
had a lot. He's been through a lot too. They've both got history of dating a lot of other people.
Got
so
history.
They've got
Just don't go on
something in
Google
common.
and type it. Don't Google your boyfriend. Don't Google your
they
girlfriend.
got something
Just-
in common. So.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, we haven't had our pop culture
I know.
stuff going on. What about Jennifer Aniston and
I know Braniston. It's Brennifer or Brennifer.
yeah.
Brennifer.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We've talked about that a little bit, and of course, those are the pictures everybody wanted to see.
yeah. I didn't want to see it, but okay.
Why not?
Because listen, during that whole time, Brad was the superstar. She was like the B team player, and he got with Angelina. She's like an A team
I
player.
told you, Angelina's a hussy.
She's a hussy.
Right? Yeah,
But that was on him though.
Exactly,
As far as him
right.
deciding to switch teams here, it's like
Sure.
you've got Jennifer right here, and just
Right.
because you're starting a movie with her,
Well, you get chemistry. I mean,
Oh,
let's
my
be
God.
honest. Jennifer Aniston was not on Brad's level.
Oh man, I will argue that because I think she is.
See, here we go.
awesome.
Yeah, she's
Here we
the
go.
most overrated woman since
well, if it wasn't for
Farrah
Friends,
Fawcett, maybe.
Wow.
oh my goodness, Farrah Fawcett actually toward the end of her life when she was doing she's heavy hitting movies, she did some hard stuff.
And did some good stuff.
And did some really good stuff.
Okay.
She got because of the
The
red
hair?
swimsuit.
Okay,
and the
hair.
haircut.
Right. It's like that's all
And-
I remember. I was
Yeah.
younger, and my brother almost punched me in the face when I said that too. He said, "What are you talking about?"
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett was
But
great.
Farrah Fawcett's assets, which you're talking about, the hair and the red swimsuit,
Right.
is basically that's Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston, every time she walks in anymore, she claims she wears a bra. I don't believe it.
I don't think so.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I do not believe it because that's what she leads with.
Yeah.
And
You know what? That's fine.
if she does, she needs a
That's like-
padded.
that's okay.
A little more
I think
padded.
she's funny. Like she's a great, great actress.
not great actress.
She's a great.
She's playing herself.
She's a great comedic actress. I think she's hilarious
because she plays the
Good
same
timing.
role
Horrible
every
bosses.
time.
Yes,
though.
and like
She does have good timing.
she is very, very. I
give
think
her
she's a
that.
good actor.
Did you ever see the movie Cake
Yes.
with her? It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And I think The Good Girl too was another one where she. Yeah, and that was good.
You thought that was good?
Yeah.
You thought she did pretty good
You're
there?
just hating Jen over there.
No, I'm not.
She
I'm
can
not-
do anything
she's
you would
just
like.
a little overrated. That's all. I was like,
But
wow.
I do see the similarity, what you're trying to draw attention to of Farrah and her.
Yeah, but even Farrah looked better though. At least Farrah looked better than Jennifer. Jennifer's like,
Oh my god!
I can see
You don't
Jennifer
think she was hot?
walking down the street.
He
like,
used to have
you can't
his-
see
His desktop screensaver
right.
was Jennifer Aniston in a tie, and that's it. And she was sitting kind of cross-legged on the
I
floor.
forgot about that. I
Remember
gotta-
that?
yeah.
You got to dig that one back
I'm
up.
like, wow, I fully forgot about that
he's about to go search it now.
That's
Yeah.
what used to be his screensaver, or not his screensaver, just on your
Well,
desktop.
wallpaper, yeah.
His
Yeah.
wallpaper. Yeah, he'd open them. There's Jennifer Aniston in a tie, and that's
Right.
it. Yeah, I remember that.
one. That was hot.
Sit down.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston or Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, Jennifer Aniston.
What? Looks wise,
I think Scarlett Johansson is the most overrated female since Farrah Fawcett. No, I don't. ScarJo, I'm not I'm
you
a
know
fan
what?
of hers. I just never. She's not on the top of the list. You think who's super duper hot, and I just
see
don't
that's the
think
way I
ScarJo.
feel about
Jennifer?
Like,
Jennifer Aniston.
like you got, you just
See,
have people
Scarlett
that are
Johansson, man, I'm
superstar looking. Halle Berry,
Definitely.
Beyonce. At that time,
yeah.
Angelina Jolie. Like it was just a certain superstar look.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer
Speaking of,
Aniston didn't have it.
Speaking of Beyonce, too, by the way,
believe.
did you see the video of when they were? Let's see, it was Harry and Meghan were in the receiving line after the opening of Lion King in London.
Okay.
And Beyonce was in the line.
Oh, really?
With Jay-Z, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And the owner of Disney, Iger.
Oh,
And so the princess, well, not the princess, but anyway, Meghan and Harry, they come through the line. Beyonce never would have, she wouldn't have given Meghan Markle 2 seconds 2 years ago.
really? You think so?
I don't think.
Oh, yeah, I can
She's
see
on that
that.
show Suits. What's that
Yeah,
show?
nobody. Yeah, nobody knew who Meghan Markle
But she was
Yeah.
absolutely just,
Yeah, she's the.
she
she's
deferred.
the Jennifer Aniston of royalty and looks and
That
status.
was what? It's
Meghan-
hard to follow that one. Okay.
It was like, and that was the time when Harry grabbed Mr. Iger aside and tried to do a pitch for Meghan to do some voice work for Disney.
Oh, really? Did it?
They caught
not
it on tape.
Work?
That's what
Did
apparently
she
that's
get a
what she's
job?
going to be
She's
doing.
doing, and she's
Oh.
doing. I read something last week.
Yeah.
She's doing it for charity. All the money's going to go to Elephant
Was it all
Rescue.
the money, or there was a certain percentage?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was
'cause
all. I thought she was.
It might be
I guess
all
she
of
was
it.
Doing it
'Cause
for
the-
charity. Yes, like whatever she was getting paid.
think it was elephants,
going to elephants.
too.
Yeah, Elephant Rescue.
It was an elephant thing.
They're going to need some money, right? Because aren't they moving to the States?
They're moving to
I think they
Canada.
jobs.
They won't move here till
I
Trump's
thought you
gone.
meant elephants need money. I'm like, yeah, elephants
The
do need
elephants
money.
need the money.
No.
Yeah, they do. And they always need money, man.
They're moving to Canada part time.
Okay.
And Canada right now, they're in a tussle right now about who's going to pay for the security, because now they're saying it could be actually upwards of $3 million a year or more than that. It might even be more than
I'd
that.
say, yeah,
it's got to be
I'd say
more.
3 million is like light.
Because he's like
Wow.
a hard target. I mean, he's is kidnap material.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Because he was in the military and he's in line to be the
okay.
king and
Yeah,
granted
the
seventh
king.
in
Come
line.
on. Yeah, I was about to
But-
say, there's a lot of. Charles is still alive.
A lot's gonna.
His
I know,
dad is still alive.
Like,
right, exactly. These
They
people.
need to, yeah.
Charles is not going to be king.
I don't
Not at
know.
all. Nobody is. It's still
Well-
going to be Elizabeth, another guy, and her husband.
I think. Well, he's not doing so well, Philip.
Yeah.
What is he? 150?
114. Yeah,
he's 98.
He looks he's lived a long, hard life. Like the dude's had. It's just he just needs to just take a knee, man.
I
Just
know.
chill.
Take a knee.
Just
yes.
no more
love
events.
it.
Just chill, man. Hang out. And I can never remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Okay.
Is like the Queen and Ruth
Yes.
Bader is like the public will not, and the Queen will not die because nobody wants Charles as king. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, nobody wants her to die because they need her on that court. They
Right.
want her. So she may have died a year ago. We just don't know.
Right.
The Queen may be dead too.
There
We
have
don't
been
know.
That's true. Right.
There have
exactly.
been rumors. I'm just saying.
Right.
Just,
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like the monarchy holds a lot of weight anymore. So who cares if Charles is king?
it's still funny to me that we even talk about it. That there are other
Right.
countries that have their kings and queens, because it just is like that should have just like gone away like 200, 300 years ago.
Well, because
Right?
they don't die.
Yeah.
These
Right.
people are still alive.
It should have.
Yeah.
It should have been done a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, no,
I mean, it
most-
really should have, but it's
Yes.
just kind of odd. They get a lot of money. You know, it's like they own a lot of properties and
Right.
trusts, and
Oh, yeah.
and so they're powerful, and it's like we watched. I wish we could post that video. It's so cussy though.
Which
the
one?
video of that news guy that was in.
Oh, we could
in
post it.
Britain?
We could totally post
You want
it.
to post
Yeah,
it?
we'll just NSFW.
Okay, because it's hilarious because he's right before he's getting ready to do his report, and he's from Britain himself, so he's got
Okay.
the British accent, and he is just so mad about the whole idea of the monarchy and how we give
Just
them money,
seething.
and yeah, we're giving them all of our money, and then we turn around and we watch them spend it in a parade while we stand on the streets and wave at them and say thank you for spending our money, and it's hilarious his takedown of the monarchy.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
true.
hilarious.
His hair is wet. He's so
Oh,
mad.
he's
he
so
is-
mad.
He
Oh,
is
wow.
just, yeah.
He's spitting
Oh yeah,
mad.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
That's
I will
hilarious.
show that to you before you take off today, but we'll
Right.
make sure that's
I'll also show you the
posted.
picture of Jennifer Aniston with the tie too. before
Okay,
you
he's
leave
going to
today.
try and turn you.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen.
And thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate
Where
it.
can people find Street School online?
Yes.
What's the website?
Omaha Street School .org or omahastreetschool.com. Either one, they both work. We are taking donations. We're a nonprofit school, so we're always looking for volunteers, mentors,
Yeah.
and people to donate. To look under programs, you'll find Gap U in our Huddle program. Huddle's our therapeutic program. And then on the front page, you'll just find our information on the high school portion. We're alternative school, giving kids an opportunity if they can't work out in a traditional setting.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Lance, you're the man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me. I
You got
appreciate
it.
it.
Michigan Lance. That's what the people wanted.
That's right. That's what the people say. 402-403-9478. We'll get to some texts on our next episode.
There you
Get
go.
those. You can also leave us a voicemail or It's Pat and JT, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks for listening.